Right, okay, we want to set up some reports, so we'll just quickly check what those are. Sales by customer, the number of books and the value, and we want the monthlies. Right, okay. So, and this being monthly, would say we want it for the current month that we're in. So let's have a look. First of all, you create a query, funnily enough, and I wanted to get sales, so let's have a look at, I need customers to know which customers bought. I need to know what books they bought. And what the purchases are and the orders to connect the customers. And do I need I think that's it. Because I can't really be bothered with the authors of the books, could I? Publishers maybe. Like I can add all that stuff in, but I'll keep it like this because the report didn't say I needed all that in there. So let's just try and be really practical about this. I'll start with who the customer was. So we'll start with, okay, the order. So the order ID and the purchase ID, because we can only have one primary key, because essentially we can have one order with many purchases in it. So in there I can then say, tell me what the title of the book was. You could then go tell me what the author, oh, chuck it in just for the sake of chucking it in. Authors, publishers, right. Tell me who the author first name, last name was, and I can say the price. I can't be bothered with a supplier, that's just ridiculous. I probably wanted to also say that the customer first name, last name, and address. No, I don't want the address, that's just ridiculous. Plus I gotta try and fit in a report. Okay, and then the purchase price, and I'm just gonna put a subtotal. Do I want a subtotal? No, not really, because I can do that in the report. Right, okay, so I've got an order, a purchase name, book, first name, last name, and I'll basically want to chuck that right to the front, because if we think this is how it's going to be displayed in the order of how it's going to go through in the report. So I might say first name, last name, might chuck an address, because I might be interested to know what cities or something they come from, but that's a person, the order IDs, purchase number, purchase IDs, and then I would probably want the date, because that's going to be quite important for doing the monthly thing, isn't it? Date. Now, like I said in here, sales by month. Now, I'll just have a look at my sales information in here. Purchases. No, sorry, orders. That's what I want. Orders. So they're all on the 4th, all on that same day. I've just done 3 purchases, 3 orders. So I'll want them on the month of the 4th, and then I'll add another one for the month of the 5th just to have it excluded. Test it afterwards, but I'd say between the 1st of the 4th 17 and the 31st the 5th 2017. That should get it right, and then we'll run it and design, run. Ah, sweet. Wonder where that came from. It's probably this. probably let's go check what I did with that. So oops. Let's just go like this quickly then. Less than the 1st of the 5th 2017. That gets all of them less, but because of what I've got currently, that's fine. Run. Okay, and so I can see Jai, because it was order number 4 but purchase 1, 2, 3. Okay, that looks great. So I'll close that, I'll save this, yes, and I'll go sales by customer monthly report. Close all those, and then we'll go create and go report wizard. What would you like to use? Well, I just made a query with a really long name for it, and we'll chuck everything in. Would you like to group by anything? I'm like, oh, how would you like to view reports? By customer, by orders, by customer. Yeah, I think that looks right. Don't add level groupings. That looks healthy, right. Summary options. Price, yeah, like a sum of that. Which gives us a running total. Landscape, to squeeze everything in would be good. Alright. Customer sales monthly. Righto. Let's see if this. Let's just close print preview. And we'll stretch a few things out in the layout view and go from there. I don't need that really annoying title. All of that one. All of that one. Let's just go back to the layout view. And we'll take all the dates and stretch until they show something. Alrighty. Shrink this back up. Purchase IDs. See, I could delete these now. They're not important. But then it's managed to be able to pull out the information that I need because that was there. So I'll just pull these across. If I want everything across, I'm just gonna control and grab it. Okay, in the sum there's not. Oh, and it hasn't put in the price of the book, which is fantastic. Right, so let's go look at the design view. Right, so we'll go add another one in here, so I'll just copy paste this in here because it's just your title field, and I'll call this price. Stop it. Price. Then I'll just copy paste that one in there as well, and then essentially I will want to get the details of this one, so properties, data source, and price is in there because I had added it in the query, just for some reason it didn't come through. So if you haven't added it in the query when you're sourcing, when you first build this, then that becomes quite annoying to add them in, but that's fine. So let's try adding in a box, text box. That's the title one, isn't it? Yes, label. Right, so for order ID, right, so if I go equals sum open bracket square bracket of price square bracket closed. Do I want that there? No, probably not really. Right, so that there should be sweet. I just need to change the format quickly to currency. You can see this dotted line is where it's cut it off, so obviously I need to tweak with that, but properties, format, currency. Righto, so there you go, we've got that in there. So realistically on any report, when you're just trying to grab your information and group it, so I can see for each customer there's their date, there's what they ordered, and you've got the title of the book, the purchase ID. I could totally delete these fields. I mean, it's still all functions, it's all there. It just gives me a bit more space. Do I even need a title ID? I mean, an order ID to then put these in and push these up together. And then under here I can do a grand sum. Should hopefully sum up all these sums. But we'll get there. Righto. That's essentially really all we need on the report, to be fair. Like, we can have another look at another quick one. Sales by authors, same thing. Unfilled orders monthly. I don't think I currently have the data in there to really do something that's going to be looking good there. Order shipping. Oh yeah, I've still got a few that haven't been shipped. Okay, so this is the one here that is, I want to see quickly as someone who's getting the orders, the report for that. Do I need a date? No, because it should basically have the criteria for this. So we would just go create, form wizard, no, just cancel, sorry, create, query design. We would then want the order shipping. What have we got on the order shipping? So order ID, customer ID, whatever. ISBN number, which is a product ID, title, quantity, because we've got to look that up, the date, stock shipped, yes or no. And that's really all we need. Just that simple information there, because it was put together so well for us when we were looking at information. So basically I want to find all the ones that say no or 0. So when I run this, it should just filter to them. Where does XPO1 come from? Because I put it in twice. Run. Fixed. Right, so that's all that. So essentially all I would do, close, yes, orders to be shipped, report, database tools, sorry, create report wizard, report, chuck them in, next. Yes, I want to group by order ID, because that totally makes sense, because then that way I would say, right, get these 3 books for this one order, or get this 1 book for this one order. Next, do I want anything summed up? Maybe the quantity ordered, because then I can say, oh yeah, that order should have a total of 14 books or something in it. I can go, yeah, 14 books, okay, yes, I must have got everything. It's a double check mechanism. Not that important, but something that, okay, how do we want to sort this? I'd probably sort it by date. Descending. So having the book that was last ordered. Yeah. I think ascending will essentially put the one that's the oldest order on top in theory, because the older the date, the smaller the number, because it's going backwards in time. Right. Step, block, outline. No, we want block. Just a little bit tidier than that step than what we did last time. Orders to be shipped. Finished. So there we go. And it gives you this. Sorry. Gives this really awkward title thing, which you don't need. But whenever you, the reason why I quite often put sums in, particularly, is this whole block here under this order ID footer section. If you wanted to suddenly add a sum in, the calculation is quite easy to type there. Equals sum, open close bracket, and then because you're referring to a field, it's always in square brackets, as when you make like an action query or what have you, when you're referring to a field, square brackets. So that ties through, which is all fine. But if you're trying to create something with a sum and you didn't have this, didn't go through that process with the sum in the first place, getting this option here is painful. So if in doubt, sometimes put a sum in, and then if you don't need it, you can always delete it and close it and shut it right up. But if you've forgotten to do a sum when you needed one, and you're trying to figure out how to put it in, don't delete the report, start again, just go through the process and do it. It takes 2 minutes. So there you go. Order ID 5. I haven't got the purchase. Oh yeah, I got purchase ID numbers in there. Okay, ISBN numbers, the titles, the quantities it's in there. So obviously I need to. Woohoo, that's long. This is also where some of your let's scribble this and go arrange. No, format. Left align. Thank you. Right. Your field lengths. Sorry, took me a long time to spit that out. So when you haven't formatted your stuff to have the field lengths of anything shorter than 255, all these things are going to, these fields are going to show up terribly long because it's picking up your defaults. Right. And you can see me just nudging stuff along. In this field here, yes, it's long, but some of the titles are quite long, so I'm going to have to leave it semi-long. And this is where occasionally you do have to go to the design view, because the design view will not cut off the page stuff, I don't think. Or it will. It's so retarded. Oh, there's that tick box to say if the stock's shipped. Just not actually what we want. I think the only thing I haven't put in there is the number of stock, which when you wanted to get something for an order, you normally want to see oh yes, of course, there's only one of that book. Okay, it's going to be hard to find. Like, there's 100 or there's 50 of these books. Why can't I find them? Oh, we have had some new stock come in. Maybe it's like a box that hasn't been opened, and lo and behold, there's one box sat there that hasn't been opened, and there's all 50 books that you couldn't find even one of them. You know, so it just makes you aware of, in a company scenario, those kinds of details, which would be super helpful. Right, so I'm going to attempt to try and put in a field that wasn't currently in my query, so we're going to see how that goes. So this is where the actual information is, since it's in this row. So I'm going to add that, get rid of this, which pops up by default. Properties, data, control source, stock shipped. No, so I'm going to go to the 3 dots. Let's see if it'll let me add it. Tables, shipping, because I'm pretty sure I had. I'll put stock in there. Fine. Why did I not? Stock shipping. did not put that in there. That is going to make that harder. So probably the easiest thing to do is go back in here into the just. Yes, okay, it's open. I know it's open. Close all. Yes, yes. Right, just to add this in terms of show table orders, and then like purchases, books. I think orders have number in stock, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. So it's just in the books. Stock. Where's stock? Number in stock there. Purchases. Yeah. Okay, so do we need the order ID? Connect to the purchase ID with the purchase. No, we don't, because that's already connected to there. ISBN number. It looks like that's already connected too, because I can see that in there. So let's just get rid of that, and then let's chuck in number in stock, and run. Okay, seems all happy and healthy. So I'm going to close. Yes, I'll save the change, and then we'll go to orders to be shipped, and design view, unbound, data control source, number in stock has just shown up because it's been added to the query that I was sourcing it all from, which is quite easy. But I mean, if it didn't, I could have just done this, then gone based off the queries, orders to be shipped, then taken it from there, and it should all be happy either way. There you go. So I just need to title it there. So not 100% pretty and finished and what have you, but this order in stock, order to be shipped one is. Sorry, I just moved that across there so it doesn't look so nonsensical. Delete these ones here. I probably should central line them. Righto. And this here is the grand total. And this is the thing, like if I wanted a grand total of this number here, even though it would totally make no sense whatsoever, it becomes significantly easier because this row exists. And in terms of how Access has put in this report footer, it is set up to tally up all the numbers from all the rows above. So I'd virtually have to just copy that equation and then just change the word from quantity to number in stock, and it would do the same thing. But if I didn't have this row down here, it's really not fun to try and get that in. Cool, so that really is reports. Like, I mean, you can, you know, change the colours in the background in terms of the backfill. Like, oh yes, I need these colours. The font needs to be certain colours as well, because it's, you know, tying in with the company colours, which is whatever the case may be. And yes, you can go into design. Yeah, you can get these themes, but most of them are average. So yeah, there you go. That's how to do your reports, because like I said, some of the, when you're asked to do a monthly report on that month, easiest way to get it is to just put that in the query, and then suddenly, oh no, I need it for the next month. Well, all you do is you go and update the queries parameter for what that month is. So there you go.